Good afternoon. I'd like to call this meeting to order. City of Belleville acknowledges we are meeting today on the traditional territory of many nations. We recognize and honor the historic relationship of the Indigenous peoples to this land and acknowledge our shared obligation to respect, honor, and sustain these lands and the natural resources contained within them. We recognize all First Nation, Métis, and Inuit who call Belleville their home and support the need for cultivating a strong relationship with them. We look forward to fostering a path towards reconciliation and show respect for the Indigenous peoples who first lived and currently live on the land that we now all reside on together. Please remain standing for a moment of reflection.
May we be worthy custodians of all that has been entrusted to us. Help us to be concerned only for what will promote good government. May we bring to our council chambers minds that think and hearts that feel, always having respect for others, so that we may serve the people of our city in a helpful manner and for the good of all.
Please be seated. Everybody in attendance except Councillor Chatton. Disclosure of pecuniary interest and general nature thereof. Seeing none, I need a mover and a seconder for the minutes of the council meeting held on May 11th, 26 be approved. Moved by Councillor Henderson, seconded by Councillor Carr. Discussion. All in favor? Carried. We'll start with deputations. We have a presentation for Haley Elizabeth Fox Hill is here. And just want a little bit of a backstory. On behalf of the Belleville City Council, I'd like to call up Haley Hill to receive a Community Recognition Award. At just 4 years old, Haley began a traditional rooted in gratitude and compassion, giving back to her heroes, first responders. Each year around Christmas, Haley spends months, beginning in the summer, creating thousands of handmade gifts for first responders. With the support of her family, she personally delivers them across the communities, traveling from Pickering all the way to Belleville, including CFB Trenton. Now 14, Haley continues this tradition with the same heart and dedication she had at just 4 years old. Her commitment, empathy, and initiative reflect a level of leadership and compassion that is truly inspiring. Haley's Heroes is more than an annual effort. It's a powerful reminder of the impact one young person can have when they choose kindness and gratitude. Haley. Next, we have Deputations 6-2, Doug Stevenson, Executive Director of Bay Quinte Marketing Board, to update us on the 25-26 fiscal year achievements.
Well, thank you so much, Mayor, Council, and staff for having me here today on a nice sunshiny day and to take you through some of what we accomplished last year as part of this partnership. And so, as you know, it is a regional partnership, and we've got Brighton on the west, Napanee in the east, and everything in between, as well as partnered with the Quinte Home Builders Association on that resident attraction and workforce attraction front. Of course, we're guided and governed by a board of directors, and your own Garnet Thompson sits on our board, making sure the city of Belleville is represented there every time we meet to discuss government, governance, and operations. This is my team right here. I get to come, have fun, present to council, but this team right here is working on your city's behalf every single day. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the team here at the city that we work closely with as well. Alicia McGuire's in the room right now. Victoria Watts, Michelle, Sue from that Economic Development and Tourism Department. If they don't do the work they do, then we can't do the work we do, and they're doing awesome work in their department. And I'm sure you've seen huge changes since Alicia's taken over with what they've been doing from a branding, a work, and a website perspective. What are we doing through the course of the year? We're working on a lot of different projects. Some of them you see, some of them you never see. And what we do is we schedule them all out through the course of the year, and then we get to work. And from a funding perspective, the city of Belleville is our largest funder. And when you look at the mix of per capita and municipal accommodation tax, you're providing 70% of the funding to our organization toward a total funding budget that was just over $1 million last year. So what are we doing with that money? This is what we're doing with your money to put it to work. And I'm not going to go through this list, but if you saw the slides before the meeting tonight or have a chance to take a look at them, these are highlights from our fiscal year, and I'll take you through some of them right now. When I started a little over a decade ago and coming to this council, this region's tourism economic activity was somewhere between 200 and 300 million. And you see now it's almost at $500 million tourism as an economy is generating in this region, with Belleville at the center with the majority of the assets. Spending generated by our own Bay of Quinte marketing projects and campaigns, and I'll take you through a few of them in a moment, almost $8 million. Estimated overnight spending increase from last year just from hotel occupancy growth is over $3.5 million. And direct investment right back into this city through activities, events, and organizations, over $168,000 of the budget, so 27% of that total municipal accommodation tax funding provided right back into this city. $65,000 for direct city events, things like the Holiday Market, Enchanted, the pop-ups, the downtown patios. Investments in Belleville Downtown District, and there's some great reps from that organization here tonight, over $39,000. Investment in events that are non-city but still taking place in this city, over $14,000. Investments in Belleville stakeholders, tourism-related, $10,000. And in sporting events in this city, and I've said this before, I'll say it again, over the years, this council has made terrific investments in sports infrastructure. Marianne Sills Park, Quinte Sport and Wellness Center. People often ask me, well, what do you go to Belleville to do? Well, a lot of things, but sports is actually one of the biggest. So, for example, we most recently supported OFSA hockey. We're about to support OFSA soccer, OFSA rugby in the fall. These are massive provincial events with thousands of people who come here and who come back because they've been here and had a terrific time during their sporting event. We are now the overnight leader in accommodations percentage in southeastern Ontario, so 3.3% higher than the average in this part of the province, higher than our competition down the road in Kingston. I still get asked this question: how do the numbers compare to 2019, pre-pandemic? So a little over 4% growth from 2019. So you can see what's been happening through the pandemic with this place becoming more and more popular. So what's that 2.6% growth over last year worth? Over $3.5 million in spending, not just at those hotels, but also at restaurants, gas stations, stores. And the city of Belleville has approximately 63% of the total hotel rooms in the region. So the share of wallet is happening here from that overnight growth. How are we helping to generate this growth? Our organization is always working on marketing campaigns. We literally have a marketing campaign that's called Always On, because it's just always on. It's always going after our target markets to try and bring them here, even if we don't have something specific. But we also triage our campaigns into campaign type. Directed at overnight travelers, directed at day trippers, directed at our locals, or making specialized campaigns. And last year, we geo-fenced all of our target areas from a tourism perspective and had over 30,000 visits into those areas from individuals who were interacting with our Bay of Quinte ads, generating what we estimate to be over $3.5 million in spending just from our Bay of Quinte marketing campaigns alone. Here's an example of one of our overnight campaigns, Get Free Gas. In order to incentivize multi-night travel in the winter, we pay for your gas. You book 2 nights, we'll give you a $50 gas card. You book more than 2 nights, we'll give you $100. From a day trip point of view, we're also trying to bring in people from our primary day trip markets, which are Peterborough, Port Hope, Cobourg, Kingston, Prince Edward County. So we'll put that in tandem out with the Get Free Gas campaign. You see here, here's an example. It was a video-driven campaign. Belleville's video had over 47,000 views and a watch time of over 3 days. We always have to still, though, pay attention to our locals. Historical data shows that over half of the visitors to this region stay with friends, stay with relatives. If friends and relatives don't think this place is terrific, they're not going to be great hosts. People aren't going to come back. So we have to make sure we're spending money locally as well. Best of the Bay is our primary local campaign. over 1,700 votes and over 250 winners. Belleville had over 60 winning locations. Hopefully you'll start to see more and more of these stickers around. The best coffee shop, the best burger, the best golf course, the best spa, they're all being awarded as a part of this campaign. And an example of our specialized campaigns, and I've talked about this before. We are now Ontario's best golf destination. We're outbooking other destinations who are part of a provincial package partnership 2-to-1. Over 2,200 rounds sold last year. That's up from 1,800 rounds the previous year. Over 800 hotel room nights booked. It's upwards of $750,000 in spending. And when you see here, 66% of all golf was played in this city at Black Bear Ridge and Trillium Wood. 100% of all the accommodations because of their location just down the road at North Front Street and Bell Boulevard primarily. Here's an example of a campaign we did, which was a mix of print and digital with Score Golf, which is the leading golf magazine in this country, telling everybody out there that we are Ontario's best golf destination. Of course, we're also doing more than just campaigns. We're interacting on all of the digital networks now with a following over 83,000, which is 13% growth over last year. Over 4.5 million digital impressions through our social media and our newsletter. And it's really driven by video because video has overtaken as one of the most popular mediums, especially through digital content. So almost 2.5 million video views last year. Over 41 days of watch time. 41 days of people watching video about this region, this city, through our networks. But also talking about stories in a non-video format throughout all different sectors and times of year. Talking about this city and other spots in the region on our website and driving people to bayofquinte.ca so they learn more about Belleville, things to do, and its stakeholders, but also getting other people to tell our stories. People out there know we're biased. We're going to say this place is awesome. We got to hire other people to tell the stories as well, to talk about the 10 best things to do in Belleville in the summer and otherwise. Of course, our Discovery Guide, which I hope most of you have seen through the course of the year, our new one just dropped today. 30,000 printed copies, over 6,000 Globe and Mail inserts in key Ontario target markets, especially in the GTA and in Ottawa. And most people don't know this, but in Ontario, they had Ontario Visitor Centres, and there were 13 across the province. They shut down 11 of them. Those were a primary mode of distribution for organizations like ours to get print medium out to thousands of people. We literally would put, say, 5,000 out through those each year. They shut down 11. We created a new partnership with the Globe and Mail to insert 6,000 guides. Over to workinquinte.ca and workforce attraction. And as you know, we took over this website from the City of Belleville and the City of Quinte West in late 2023. So we're not quite 3 years into this project and we're seeing really great growth. Our digital network grew 63% last year, over 440,000 impressions. From a website point of view, we're over 500,000 website events. This is excellent news because that means people are visiting this website to look for jobs, to post their jobs. In the past year, over 1,900 job seeker accounts created. We redid this website in April of 2025, which is part of the reason that we're seeing such strong growth now on the platform. Over 200 employer accounts, almost 1,000 jobs posted, but what I love the most is the job board effectiveness. 21% of all the jobs posted on workinquinte.ca are reported by Quinte Region employers as being filled using workinquinte.ca. 10% of all job seekers creating accounts are being hired on workinquinte.ca. So it's proving to be an effective tool. We're doing all the same things to drive growth and attention to this platform. Content on social channels, content on a newsletter that continues to grow, content and storytelling on our website, telling stories about real jobs that exist in this region that might attract people to this region. And working in close collaboration with your city and the City of Quinte West on the Work in Quinte Career Fair, the most recent one just happening in April, and taking the lead on the marketing there, but also developing a new digital check-in tool. So we've created a Work in Quinte app, which also acts as a digital check-in tool, provides everybody with a way of registering, a way of checking in, but maybe more importantly, stronger metrics for your staff to show efficacy, related to the career fair from here on out. Not only that, but look at that, your staff right there, terrific, winning awards for this partnership. So the Economic Developers Council of Ontario awarded workinquinte.ca and the Work in Quinte Career Fair partnership with an award this past year. Just quickly before I wrap up, a couple of newer projects that we've taken on. Bay of Quinte 40 Under 40, a way of recognizing excellence that individuals are achieving in this region. Many Belleville winners. This year, what we're going to do is a 40 over 40. And the ultimate goal here is to get the 40 under 40 and the 40 over 40 together. Working together from a mentorship point of view, but also from a community development point of view. What are some problems or issues that exist in our community that these people can solve? Well, we want to try and put them in the room together to make that happen and let them do the work. As well, the Bay of Quinte Film Office, which you may remember me talking about, we just recently formed that the first year last year. This was our second year working on that. Some great projects on the film and television front, especially coming through Belleville. If anybody has seen a project called The County, which is on HGTV, they were just at Funk and Groovin' for episode 6. Drag Brunch Saved My Life was just over to Lafferty's for a recent episode. Kyle was up to his antics again, but with a season 2 for Belleville Yard Sale. If you've seen Victor Cooper and what 80/20 Productions have done, the first feature film made entirely in this region, filmed mostly in the city of Belleville and having a studio right in downtown. We're supporting him on his distribution, and good news, he's got his first deal, so that's a huge thing for this city and for him. And a recent Directors Guild of Canada workshop for Loyalist College students as a result of attending Kingston's Film Festival. But at the end of the day, it's about more than film and television. It's about taking the funding you're providing us to be an engine for this regional partnership, and in turn make that an engine for driving economic activity in this region, keep our feet on the gas pedal and driving spending, and that $470 million on tourism through the course of 2025. Thank you very much, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Any questions? Councillor Thompson.
Doug, thank you very much for coming, and it's been a pleasure to sit on your committee over the number of years. I know I was on, off, and back on. It's a great committee. A couple of questions. Over 40, is there an age limit?
If you're still on this side of the ground, then you're good to go.
Good. And also the picture, I see a picture of the staff, there's a dog in it. What's the dog do there?
I guess I should say through the chair to Councillor Thompson, Patrick is Jen's dog, and he's a very important aspect of our office and making sure no one nefarious comes through the door.
No, thank you very much. More of a laugh time really than anything.
Thank you, sir.
Doug.
Councillor Kelly.
Thank you. Through you, Mayor. Thanks, Mr. Stevenson, for the presentation. A couple of questions for you. It's tough right now with fuel prices hitting $2 a liter. Groceries are way up. Are you suspecting a lot of staycations this summer with families? And local destinations will probably benefit. Has the Bay of Quinte Regional Marketing Board shifted with that thinking that there could be lots of local activity this summer?
Yeah, through the mayor to Councillor Kelly, there will be. And we're hearing that anecdotally, but also from a plan perspective from some of the hotels already. I think we're going to see a very similar trajectory that we saw during COVID-19, where people wanted to stay closer to home. And again, you know, we happen to be in a really great spot geographically. We're 3.5 hours from 10 million people, and we stand to win out because of that. We are and will continue to be for a long time a drive destination. And even if gas stays at $1.80, although apparently it's down 5% a barrel today, I still think it's going to be a primary driving destination for people throughout this province and in Quebec.
Thank you. And final one for you. I work with different festivals here in the city of Belleville, and one of the terms that comes up at meetings is the term Tourism Regional Economic Impact Model. Can you explain that to those watching and listening, and just remind us what that means, and is it an accurate number for festivals that we have throughout the course of the year in Belleville?
Through the mayor to Councillor Kelly, you're quite educated on the TREAM. So the TREAM, Tourism Regional Economic Impact Model, is a model that was created by the province of Ontario Anybody can Google it right now. You can use it yourself. We use it, and all other destinations in the province use it as a best practice model. So essentially, the statistics department for the province developed this tool years ago. I believe they updated it most recently in 2022, and we use it as our number one economic impact model for reporting spending.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Motion to receive, Councillor Henderson, seconded by Councillor Wright Miller. All in favor? Carried. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you very much.
Next, I need a motion that council rise and go in committee at 4:20 to hear and consider reports, passing recommendations and resolutions with Councillor Carr in the chair. Moved by Councillor Henderson, seconded by Councillor Brown. All in favor? Carried.
A reports. The agenda shall include under reports items that warrant individual attention from council. 8A1 Airport Parkway Culvert Replacement, Canadian National Railway Company Work Permit Application. Recommendation reads that pursuant to the Deputy Director and Manager Engineering's report number ENG-2026-04, that the Mayor and Clerk be authorized to sign the Canadian National Railway Work Permit Application pertaining to the Airport Parkway Culvert Replacement. Moved by Councillor Brown, seconded by Councillor Thompson. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. Thank you. 8A2 Northeast Industrial Park Sidewalks, Canadian National Railway Company Work Permit Application. Recommendation reads that pursuant to the Deputy Director and Manager Engineering's report number ENG-2026-05, that the Mayor and Clerk be authorized to sign the Canadian National Railway Work Permit Application pertaining to the Northeast Industrial Park Sidewalks. Moved by Councillor Wright Miller, seconded by Councillor Thompson. Any questions or comments? See none, all in favor? That's carried, thank you. 8A3 Capital Budget Amendment Lighting Display. Recommendation reads that pursuant to the Director of Transportation and Operations Services report number DTOS-2026-05, that the 2026 capital budget item 1.078 Christmas lighting display be amended to $55,800, with the increase to be funded by a donation in the amount of $15,800. Moved by Councillor Thompson, seconded by Councillor Wright Miller. Questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. Thank you. 8A4 Capital Budget Amendment Recognition of Previously Unlisted Fallen Soldiers on the Cenotaph Memorial. Recommendation reads that pursuant to the Director of Transportation and Operations Services report number DTOS-2026-08, recognition of previously unlisted fallen soldiers on the Cenotaph Memorial, an application be made to the Commemorative Partnership Program through Veteran Affairs Canada for funding in the amount of $10,000. And that the 2026 capital budget be amended to include Cenotaph Memorial in the amount of $35,000 to be funded by the Municipal Accommodation Tax Reserve Fund in the amount of $10,000, Community War Memorials Fund in the amount of $10,000, and Asset Management Reserve Fund in the amount of $15,000. Moved by Councillor Henderson, second by the Mayor. Any questions or comments? Councillor Thompson.
Yeah, I really want to clarify with Mr. Reid, and I had a call about 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock today, wanting to come, but I cleared it up with Mr. Reid, but so that this person hears it. All these names are Belleville residents.
Director Reid.
Through the chair to Councillor Thompson, yes, we've been in contact with the Belleville Veterans Council. They've confirmed that all the residents are Belleville residents or formerly Thurlow Township, and warrants the additions to the cenotaph.
And the other question the gentleman asked me, the part where the names go on, are we dismantling any of the, and I can't put a name on it, but on what it's called, but where the names go on, are we dismantling any of the cenotaphs that are there?
Director Reid.
Yeah. Through the chair to Councillor Thompson, the memorial that is the World War I memorial is full. So the additional 23 names would not fit within the existing. So the capital budget amendment here is to have it replaced and all the names added to a new monument that is slightly larger. We've been working with Campbell Monuments on a design to keep the symmetry of all the monuments very similar to the existing style and what's there now.
So the veterans had no concern with one coming down and a new one going up.
Through the chair to Councillor Thompson, that's correct.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? See none, all in favor? That's carried, thank you. 8A5 has been withdrawn. 8A6, Community Improvement Plan Funding Request 122 Front Street. Recommendation reads that pursuant to the Principal Planner's Report PP-2026-09, Council approve the CIP funding request extension until August 31st, 2026 for the CIP application CIP-23-07 for 122 Front Street. Moved by Councillor Brown, seconded by the Mayor. Any questions or comments? See none, all in favor? That's carried, thank you. 8A7, approval of new whistleblower policy. Recommendation reads that pursuant to the Director of People and Corporate Services Report Number DPCS-2026-04, that the draft whistleblower policy dated March 25th, 2025 be approved. Moved by Councillor Brown, seconded by Councillor Enright Miller. Any questions or comments? See none, all in favor? That's carried, thank you. 8A8, the Pier Patio and Barbecue 1-year lease. Recommendation reads that pursuant to the Manager of Real Estate and Properties Report Number MRPS-2026-04, Council approves a 1-year lease agreement between the Corporation of the City of Belleville and the Pier Patio and Barbecue, and that the appropriate bylaw be brought forward for Council's consideration. Moved by Councillor Thompson. I have a seconder, Mayor Ellis. Councillor Thompson.
Yeah, just a question. And this is fine that we've given a 1-year lease, but I understand that the pier is already open for business and we're just approving it today. A little concerned about the lag time, and I talked to the director about other agreements in this situation. So why is there in front of us now when they're already open?
Who's taking that? Director Doherty, do you?
Through the chair to Councillor Thompson, there were some issues with regards to some of the items in the lease that took a little bit longer to sort out.
So is it normal they start operations before we approve the lease?
Through the chair to Councillor Thompson, no, it's not. Normally, the lease would be approved first before we would
Thank you.
move forward.
Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. Thank you. 8A9, Tourism Grant Nonprofit In-Kind Recipient Funding Increase. Recommendation reads that pursuant to the Manager of Economic Development Report Number ECDEV-2026-08, Tourism Grant Nonprofit In-Kind Recipient Funding increase, that all the nonprofit in-kind applications approved for tourism grant funding and both intakes be approved for an additional 15% of their awarded funding. Moved by Councillor Henderson, seconded by Councillor Kelly. Any questions or comments? Councillor Kelly.
Thank you. Through you, Chair, just some comments, and then I'll have a couple of questions for Director Ferguson. So there's been some conversations with numerous festivals. Individuals have reached out to me, just being transparent. I'm the city's Equity, Diversity, Inclusion Chair of that committee and Economic Development Chair for the city. So I work closely with city events. So we know the benefits. We just had Doug Stevenson from Bay of Quinte Regional Marketing Board speak to us about just the investment and the tourism sector for the city of Belleville. So we know it enhances Belleville's reputation across the region and throughout Ontario. We have many family-friendly cultural, educational events throughout the year, which only makes our city a welcoming community. It helps us build partnerships between businesses, the arts community, community groups, local vendors, local performers. Municipal support is not a donation, it's an investment with measurable returns. So in some of my work with the city over the last several years, I'm going to speak to a few of them. So we have the Diwali festival every October, and on an average Sunday in the city of Belleville, we have close to 3,500 to 5,000 celebrating that special festival. So what happens on that special festival last year, just a great positive story came out of it. There was an Indian food manufacturer or vendor, if you will, first time last year in Belleville last October, was running the food vendor at the festival. Now that individual, Indian Food Manufacturing, has a business located in Memorial Marketplace after being involved with our Diwali festival last October. That's pretty special. We have the Belleville Caribbean Festival. We just heard from Mr. Stevenson that the Tourism Regional Economic Impact Model, TRIUM, is a government agency from the city, province of Ontario. And last year, the Caribbean Festival generated over $1.1 million in economic impact over the course of the weekend. We know our hotels in the city of Belleville, for those keeping track, the city of Belleville has 890 hotel rooms. So when we have festivals, and next month we're starting the Filipino Festival across from City Hall, more and more reaching out, wanting to partner with economic development and reaching out to the EDI community. How do we get involved? We want to be a part of this special weekend or our community, because our community is growing with many cultures to showcase. So economic impact on a great weekend with hotels sold out, the city of Belleville will generate on mat tax about $7,200 in one night. It's pretty good. So we know festivals allow different communities to share their traditions, their food, their music, and their history. Diverse festivals create a shared experience built on a sense of belonging, making them feel that they live in a welcoming community. And the amount of traction that we draw from other parts of the province is very special, and the momentum is here. It's something to build on. So this year with this go-around with the grant committee, it was $140,000, and there was two sectors, if you will. There was nonprofit and then profit. So they recently went through the tourism grant committee and allotted money to the different festivals or events. So my question for Mr. Ferguson, could you walk us through the process for those hearing this for the first time? What's the process for a festival or a group to walk through the grant funding?
Could I call a point of order, please? I'm unclear whether my colleague is addressing the in-kind recipient funding or the next item on the agenda, 8B1, about the grants themselves. So if I could just receive clarification, please?
Sure. Councillor Kelly, do you understand the question?
I do understand the question. I guess I jumped the gun, but I can come back.
Yeah, well, you definitely come back
Thank
to
you.
that. So, okay, so we're on the tourism grant nonprofit in-kind recipient funding increase. Is there any questions or comments on that? Because I do have a mover and a seconder. Okay, if not, then I'll call the question. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Okay, I'm moving on to 8B consent items. The consent items 8B1 to 8B4 be approved with the exceptions of items, and I'll start with Councillor Kelly.
I'm going to pull the
8B1.
8B1, thank you.
Councillor Brown.
No, thank you.
Councillor Henderson.
No, thank you.
Councillor Sue.
Same one is pulled,
Okay.
AB1.
Councillor Enright Miller.
No, thank you.
Mayor.
No, thank you.
Councillor Thompson.
No, thank you.
Okay, so the consent items 8B1 to 8B4 be approved with the exceptions of 8B1 to be considered separately. Moved by Councillor Brown, seconded by Councillor Henderson. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Moving to 8B1, City of Belleville Grant Committee 2026 Second Intake Tourism Grant Application. Recommendation reads that council approve the recommendations of the grant committee as outlined in the Coordinator of Revenue and Customer Service Report Number CRCS-2026-05, City of Belleville Grant Committee 2026 Second Intake Tourism Applications. We'll do moved by Councillor Kelly, seconded by Councillor Sue, had called for it as well. Councillor Kelly.
Thank you. So I did speak to it 30 seconds ago, but I want to ask Mr. Ferguson, so there's more money, more events. We have $140,000 this year. Can you walk us through the process? And I believe there are 2 sessions that people can go and learn about grant writing or the grant application process.
Director Ferguson.
Through the chair to Councillor Kelly and all of council. Yes, that's a good question. So we have a grant policy that has been approved by council with guidelines and evaluation criteria established. At the start of the season, we offer 2 information sessions to cover all of the grant policies included, or the grant streams, including the tourism stream that's in front of you today. We go through that, and staff have an evaluation committee. It's the first step after the applications are submitted. We review that against the matrix. The departments include community services, transportation operation services, economic development, and finance. So we have a staffing evaluation group that go through the matrix that's provided through the policy. We do the evaluations and then allot the funding that's available. We do that on the basis of the scoring so that we provide consistency from year to year so that similar or like-based applications scoring will receive similar allotments of funding, and that's how it gets established and the recommendations get brought forward. Those are brought forward to the grant committee. They do a review, provide any questions and feedback to bring forward the recommendations to council there in front of you today.
Thank you. Just a follow-up question then. So, Mr. Ferguson, is it fair to say that the way the setup is as far as with the application form and what the requirements are, that tourism, if it's the tourism they're going after, the dollars, do we look at events that have track record of success, or as an inclusive city where all those that put in a request are treated equally?
Director Ferguson.
Through the chair, Councillor Kelly, and all of council. The evaluation criteria does include those items. They have different weightings, but everybody is treated equitably in the review of the criteria. So we'll review each application and apply the exact same scoring criteria. Some of the items that you mentioned are weighted accordingly and provided scoring consistent with those items.
Thank you. And have there been more requests this year for funding with the increase of the budget at $140,000? That's a huge increase. A couple of years ago it was only 90.
Director Ferguson.
Through the chair, Councillor Kelly, and all of council, there has been an increase in allotment in the tourism fund over the years. There has been more applications, and this year with the additional pilot and the for-profit stream, there was more, including those allocations that were made through that stream. There were about 12 more successful or approved applications, recommended applications for events under the tourism stream.
Thank you. I have a question too for Alicia McGuire, Manager of Economic Development. Ms. McGuire, this is also a pilot project with the City of Belleville, and this is our first year with this. When I look at process for the city, is there some conversation around that we would have a tourism strategy, maybe a cultural strategy, assets to our city, the waterfront development, just to get your thoughts on the pilot project and how it went this year?
Manager McGuire.
Sure. Through the chair to Councillor Kelly and all of council. So yes, we are just finalizing an RFQ process for a destination development plan for the city. We were lucky enough to be recipients of some ROD funding earlier in the first quarter of this year. And what that plan will do is it will help us identify strategy around destination development and our tourism strategy for the city, which will also speak to a strategic plan for how we expend municipal accommodation tax dollars and where the focus of those dollars are. So from that strategy will come some new recommendations when it comes to how those funds are expended.
Thank you very much. Councillor Sue.
Through your chair, thank you. Just looking at Councillor Kelly covered quite a bit, and I got a lot of answers out of it. But just looking at Dwelly, that committee, their financial assistance, they were asking for $10,000 and as well as in-kind services, and they're getting 750 approved. I guess that's because they registered now non-profit organization, so I can understand that. But if I may ask, considering the International Dwelly Festival brings together many cultures, families, businesses, and visitors in Belleville, is there any flexibility to provide additional in-kind support even if direct financial grants are limited?
Director Ferguson.
Through the chair to Councillor Sue, council is able to make recommendations or amendments to existing motions. The review for the application, again, was looking at the consistency and organizations looking to get registered charity, which is a new stream in the year, have consistently, within this intake and the previous intake, been limited in the funding. So that's where that one was likely a little bit lower funding than you've seen in other applications.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Moving on to 8C information items. Council may adopt information items by one motion, but prior to consideration of such motion, members may request that specific items be removed from consideration under such motion, and council shall consider such items individually. Start at my left. Councillor Thompson.
No, thank you.
Mayor Ellis.
No, thank you.
Councillor Wright Miller.
No, thank you.
Councillor Sue.
No, thank you.
Councillor Henderson.
No, thank you.
Councillor Brown.
No, thank you.
Councillor Kelly.
No, thank you.
Okay, then I'll get a motion that all the information items be received. Mayor Ellis, second by Councillor Wright Miller. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you. And I need to rise and report. The Committee of the Whole does now rise and report to Council at 4:41 p.m. Moved by Councillor Wright Miller, second by Councillor Brown. All in favor? That's carried. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Carr. Okay, I need a motion to pass the bylaws, that bylaws number 2026, 72, 73, 74, and 75 be read and passed. Moved by Councillor Thompson, seconded by Councillor Kelly. Discussion, all in favor? Carried. New business. Councillor Carr?
Thank you, Mayor. During the operating budget meeting on February 25th, a resolution was passed by Council, and it was pertained to physician recruitment efforts and external physician grant opportunities. And the amending motion that was passed was that staff would provide a report outlining amendments to the agreement to include primary care with rostering from either Healthcare Connect or retiring practices. That's been over 3 months now. We've signed a couple of doctors already, and in the agreement, it even refers to that we hope that they would sign patients that have an address in Belleville, that they would use their best efforts. The other thing we don't know is how many are actually getting rostered. So are we actually connecting, or are we simply recruiting? So through you, I was just wondering if the CAO could provide us an update when that report may come back to Council for consideration.
Okay, CAO.
Through the chair to Councillor Carr and all of Council, I've had a discussion with the physician recruitment staff member. and she's working on that. She is having some challenges getting information specific to the request, but I will follow up with her again tomorrow.
Councillor Henderson?
Thank you, through you. Just a few concerns from residents I just wanted to bring forward, maybe get some answers for them. The first was a concern regarding the flags on the fire station on Station Street and the flag at the Veterans Memorial Bridge and the condition of it. He's asking about it being replaced and what's the process, who can answer that?
Okay,
How do we
I guess
move forward on that?
Fire Hall will send that to the chief.
Through the chair, the flag's being replaced today. So it's a windy spot through there. We go through a lot of flags at the fire hall. So as we notice them when staff are coming in and out, if we see one that is in rough shape, it's replaced. So actually it was brought forward today to replace the Canadian flag.
And the other was Sports Center, you said?
It's Veterans Memorial Bridge.
Joe? Or sorry, Director Reed?
Through the chair to Councillor Henderson, yeah, thank you for bringing that to our attention. We'll look into it.
Thank you. And I had one other resident, he's contacted me a few times, and I'm wondering about a staff report in cooperation with the Accessibility Committee about the feasibility of creating an accessible fishing area in one of our local parks. He reaches out to me from time to time, maybe every month or two, and I wonder if there's any possibility that we could have a report about that.
Okay, we can get staff to do something for you, Councillor.
Thank you.
Any other new business? I have one. I'd like that staff prepare a report on the proposed Canada-Ontario partnership to build an $8.8 billion 10-year initiative designed to temporarily reduce municipal development charges, DCs, by up to 50% for 3 years, which aims to lower upfront building costs, accelerate new housing construction, and improve affordability across Ontario. This report is requested once further details of the Canada-Ontario partnerships are announced and outline the process that the city could take to submit the application. Thank you. Anybody else under new business? Motions, notice of motions, announcements. Go down this side, Councillor Sue.
Thank you, His Worship, through you. I would like to take a moment to recognize an extraordinary young leader from our community, Surya Santakuma, a student at Eastside Secondary School. His mother contacted me. Surya was recently awarded a prestigious National Innovation Award for developing an AI-powered smart bike helmet designed to improve cyclist safety. His invention features real-time vehicle detection, collision prevention technology, turn signal and laser indicator, and an automated emergency crash response system. This remarkable project earned him recognition in Youth Innovation Challenge category, along with National Award and a $1,000 prize. Even more inspiring, Surya was invited by Her Excellency the Right Honorable Mary Simon to attend the Governor General's Innovation Award ceremony. This is an incredible achievement, not only for Surya and his family, but also for our entire community here in Belleville. His creativity, intelligence, and dedication remind us of the amazing potential of our young people. On behalf of the council and the citizens watching tonight, I would like to congratulate Surya on this outstanding accomplishment. We are proud of you, and we look forward to seeing the great things you will continue to achieve in the future. Thank you, His Worship. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Councillor Sue. Councillor Wright Miller.
Thank you, Your Worship. I would like to proclaim the week of May 31st to June 6th as National Accessibility Awareness Week. National Accessibility Week, taking place May 25th to the 31st, 2026, is an opportunity to recognize and celebrate the contributions of persons with disabilities in our community while promoting accessibility and inclusion for all residents. The City of Belleville, together with the Accessibility Advisory Committee, continues to support initiatives that help create a more accessible and barrier-free community through awareness, advocacy, policy development, accessible communication practices, and community engagement. As part of this year's recognition, the City and the Accessibility Advisory Committee will host again the annual Accessibility Excellence Awards to recognize businesses and organizations demonstrating leadership and commitment to accessibility within Belleville and our community. The City of Belleville thanks the members of the Accessibility Advisory Committee, as do I as chair, community partners, and residents for their ongoing efforts in making Belleville a more inclusive and welcoming community for everyone. And our awards are taking place this Wednesday at the Sports and Wellness Center. Thank you.
Thank you. Announcements, Councillor Kelly.
Thank you, through you, Mayor. Yesterday, I had the pleasure attending the Mohawks of the Bay of Quinte annual landing celebration. It was in Deserano, and it was the 242nd anniversary of landing of the Mohawks, coming from New York State, 242 years. And thanks to Chief Ardon Miracle for being so welcoming yesterday morning in Deserano. And when it happened 242 years ago, 125 people came from the U.S. into the Tyndonega area, and that was the start of Mohawks of the Bay of Quinte. So it was a wonderful celebration.
Thank you, Councillor Kelly. Proclamations. We have May 30th as Mood Disorder Society of Canada Day, May 28th as Menstrual Health Day, month of June is Pride Month, and month of June is ALS Awareness Month. I now need a motion for the confirmation bylaw that number 2026-076 be read and passed. Moved by Councillor Enright Miller, seconded by Councillor Thompson. Discussion, all in favor? Carried. I need a motion to adjourn at 4:50. Councillor Thompson, seconded by Councillor Carr. All in favor? Carried.